Why would someone break into the most secure place imaginable rather than breaking out of it? The backwards bank robber case will revolutionize how you think about security because Harold Decker didn't overcome security systems. He somehow appeared inside them, forcing security experts to completely rethink what impenetrable actually means. This isn't about advanced technology or insider knowledge. This is about criminal methodology that appears to violate fundamental principles of physical entry, spatial barriers, and the nature of solid objects themselves. I'm Daniel Mackenzie, and Harold Decker's impossible methodology taught me that sometimes the most secure systems are vulnerable to approaches that violate the assumptions those security systems are designed to prevent. Traditional bank security is designed around preventing entry. Thick walls, locked doors, motion sensors, cameras, alarms. Every security measure assumes criminals must physically enter the secured space from outside. Harold's methodology bypassed this assumption entirely. He didn't enter the vault, he appeared inside it, as if the concept of entry didn't apply to his criminal technique. Security expert Dr. Jennifer Walsh studied Harold's 3 bank vault appearances for 18 months. Harold's methodology challenges every principle of security design, she reported. He accomplished entry without using any entry point, defeating security systems by ignoring the physical barriers they're designed to protect. By the way, everything I'm sharing comes from actual security analysis and expert consultation, included in my book, The Impossible Files. Multiple security companies have studied Harold's cases to understand how their most advanced systems were defeated by methodology that shouldn't exist. Here's what made Harold's backward methodology impossible. Vault security systems monitor every possible entry method: drilling, tunneling, electronic bypassing, insider access, tool manipulation. But Harold appeared inside sealed vaults without triggering any entry detection. The First National Bank vault was sealed with time-locked mechanisms that couldn't be opened from inside or outside until the preset time. Motion sensors, pressure plates, and infrared monitoring showed the vault remained empty throughout the night. Yet when the vault opened at 8:15 a.m., Harold was sitting inside with the stolen money, as if he had materialized within the secured space, rather than entering it through any physical means. Dr. Michael Santos, a security systems designer, explained why Harold's methodology was theoretically impossible. Security systems are based on controlling access points. If someone can appear inside secured space without using access points, then security systems become irrelevant because they're protecting against the wrong threat model. This is just one of 16 cases that challenge security assumptions in my book, The Impossible Files, linked below. But Harold's backward methodology exposed fundamental flaws in how we think about protection, access, and the nature of physical barriers. The Midwest Trust Bank installation included additional sensors after learning about Harold's first vault appearance: seismic detectors in the walls, radioactive isotope markers to detect human presence, even experimental quantum sensing equipment. Harold appeared inside their vault anyway, having somehow bypassed not just conventional security, but experimental detection technology that should have been impossible to defeat using any known methodology. The security footage became a study in impossible chronology. Cameras showed empty vaults until Harold was suddenly present, without any visible transition, entry movement, or detection trigger. Harold himself couldn't explain his methodology beyond describing intense mental focus on being inside the vault. He had no technical training, no knowledge of security systems, no understanding of how he accomplished what security experts considered impossible. Psychological evaluation found Harold mentally competent, but confused about his own abilities. He was as surprised as investigators by his capacity to appear inside secured spaces without conventional entry. The prison sentence created another impossible situation. Harold was incarcerated for crimes he committed using methodology that remained unexplained and potentially repeatable. How do you prevent someone from committing crimes when you don't understand how they commit them? Prison security officials studied Harold's case because they needed to prevent him from appearing inside other secured areas using the same unknown methodology. But without understanding how Harold's technique worked, they couldn't design countermeasures. Dr. Patricia Chen, a theoretical physicist consulted on Harold's case, suggested his methodology might involve quantum tunneling at the macroscopic level, allowing Harold to bypass physical barriers by temporarily existing in quantum superposition states. But quantum tunneling at human scale was considered impossible according to current physics, requiring Harold's methodology to violate fundamental principles about the relationship between consciousness, matter, and spatial barriers. Security companies began researching non-entry intrusion as a new category of security threat after Harold's case. But progress has been limited because the methodology remains unexplainable through conventional security analysis. The implications extend beyond criminal activity to fundamental questions about the nature of physical barriers, spatial boundaries, and whether consciousness might interact with matter in ways that current science doesn't understand. Right now, you can read the complete analysis of Harold's backward methodology and 15 other cases that challenge security assumptions for just $2.99. I'm including actual security footage analysis, expert consultations, and theoretical explanations that explore how impossible entry might work. But I'm raising the price to $9.99 next week because security companies are requesting this case study for their research into non-conventional threat models. Get it now while it's affordable. Harold completed his prison sentence but remains under surveillance because his methodology was never understood or prevented. Security experts continue studying his case to understand how someone can appear inside secured spaces without using entry points. The backwards methodology case has influenced security system design, with some companies developing detection systems that monitor for spontaneous appearance rather than conventional entry attempts. Get the impossible files now for $2.99, link in description. Because understanding how someone can break into the most secure places without breaking through anything challenges everything we think we know about security, barriers, and the nature of physical space itself.